If you're someone who sounds confident in meetings but freezes on camera, you're not alone. You can command a boardroom, hold your own in conversation, maybe even deliver a decent presentation. But the moment you hit record or step on a stage, something changes. Your voice tightens, your energy feels wrong, you watch the playback and cringe. Here's what's actually happening. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the 5 speaking arenas. You'll discover why your natural speaking style works in one context and fails in another. I'll walk you through the specific vocal, physical, and energy adjustments each arena demands. By the end, you'll know exactly how to calibrate your delivery so you sound commanding, whether you're on video, on stage, in a boardroom, on a podcast, or in conversation. Drop Arena in the comments right now. I'll send you the Arena Adaptation Cheat Sheet, a 1-page reference that breaks down all 5 speaking arenas across 5 dimensions: camera position, volume, energy, pace, and the #1 mistake to avoid in each context, plus a camera angle tip that instantly upgrades your on-video authority. Drop Arena below and I'll get it to you. I've spent 20 plus years studying communication science and vocal performance. My name is Paul. I run Influence Academy, where I teach executives, coaches, and leaders how to master vocal delivery and persuasion. I've analyzed thousands of hours of recorded speaking across every context you can imagine. What I've learned is this: the people who sound great everywhere aren't naturally gifted. They've learned to read the arena and adjust. You lose credibility every time you use the wrong energy for the context. When you bring boardroom energy to a video recording, you come across as stiff and corporate. When you bring conversational energy to a keynote stage, you lose the room in 90 seconds. When you bring stage volume to a podcast mic, you sound shouty and aggressive. Each mismatch erodes trust. Your audience doesn't think you're bad at speaking. They think you don't understand the situation. You keep trying to be yourself without realizing context changes the rules. You've been told to just be authentic, to speak naturally, to let your personality shine through. That advice works in casual conversation. It fails everywhere else because every speaking arena has invisible rules about proximity, volume, pacing, and physical presence. Ignore those rules and you sound like you're performing in the wrong venue. You avoid certain speaking opportunities because you know you'll underperform. Maybe you say no to podcast interviews because you know your energy doesn't translate. Maybe you dread video recordings because you've seen yourself look wooden and flat. Maybe you turn down keynote invitations because stage presence feels like a superpower you don't have. The truth is, you're not weak in those arenas. You're just using the wrong calibration. Every missed opportunity compounds over time. You don't just lose one speaking gig, you lose the visibility, the credibility, the network expansion that comes with it. You stay small because you've unconsciously limited yourself to the 1 or 2 arenas where you feel safe. Meanwhile, the people who rise fastest are the ones who can command attention in every context. They're not more talented, they've just learned the arena rules. Generic public speaking tips ignore the fact that context changes everything. Most communication training treats all speaking as if it's the same. You get advice about posture, eye contact, vocal variety, all useful. None of it addresses the core problem. A podcast requires different proximity energy than a stage. A video camera reads your face differently than a live audience. A boardroom demands different volume than a one-on-one conversation. One-size-fits-all advice leaves you guessing. You try to copy someone else's style without accounting for the arena mismatch. You watch a TED Talk and think, I need to speak like that. Then you bring that big stage energy to a Zoom call and everyone feels uncomfortable. Or you watch a conversational YouTube video and try to replicate that intimate tone on a keynote stage, and the back half of the room checks out. Mimicking style without understanding arena calibration makes you look like you're performing in the wrong key. You assume that sounding good in person will automatically translate to camera. It doesn't. The camera compresses energy, it flattens vocal dynamics, it amplifies every hesitation and every moment of uncertainty. What feels like confident, natural delivery in a live conversation often looks stiff and low energy on video. You need specific adjustments for lens based communication, and most people never make them. Every speaking arena has its own rules for proximity, volume, and energy. Research in communication studies shows that perceived authority changes based on physical distance, eye contact patterns, and vocal intensity. A keynote stage puts you 20 feet from your nearest audience member. A podcast mic sits 6 inches from your mouth. A Zoom call splits the difference. Each context creates different expectations in the listener's brain about what confident delivery sounds like. Your delivery must match the intimacy level the arena creates. Intimacy isn't about warmth or friendliness, it's about perceived distance. A one-on-one conversation is high intimacy. A keynote stage is low intimacy. A video sits somewhere in the middle because the viewer feels like you're talking to them directly, but you're not in the same room. Mismatch the intimacy level and your delivery feels off. Match it and you sound like you belong. The camera reads your energy differently than a live audience does. A live audience responds to your physical presence, your movement, your spatial command. A camera responds to your micro expressions, your vocal tone, and the angle of your face. You can dominate a stage with big gestures and bold pacing. On camera, those same moves look frantic and overcooked. The lens amplifies subtlety and punishes excess. Learn the 5 speaking arenas and what each one demands. The 5 arenas are video recording, keynote stage, boardroom or meeting, podcast or audio interview, and one-on-one conversation. Each arena has a different proximity dynamic, a different energy expectation, and a different set of vocal and physical rules. Your job is not to master all 5 at once. Your job is to recognize which arena you're in and adjust accordingly. Here's what each arena actually requires from you. Video demands camera-aware facial energy and controlled gestures. Stage demands vocal projection and spatial command. Boardroom demands measured pacing and conversational volume with authority. Podcast demands intimate vocal tone and tight editing discipline. Conversation demands active listening and natural turn taking. Notice how different those 5 descriptions are. That's the point. Imagine you're preparing to speak at a conference. You practice in your office, speaking at normal conversational volume using natural gestures. You feel confident, then you step on stage. The room is twice as large as you expected. Your conversational volume doesn't carry. Your natural gestures look small. You feel yourself shrinking. The audience checks their phones. You didn't fail because you're a bad speaker. You failed because you didn't adjust for the arena. Don't use the same delivery style in every context and hope it works. Most people develop one speaking style and apply it everywhere. It's comfortable, it's familiar, it's also killing your impact. The moment you stop treating every speaking situation as interchangeable, you unlock exponential growth in your influence. Arena awareness is the unlock. Understand the specific vocal and physical calibrations each arena requires. Calibration means adjusting volume, pacing, gesture size, facial energy, and proximity cues to match the arena. On stage, you amplify everything. On video, you compress everything. In a boardroom, you dial up authority without volume. On a podcast, you lean into intimacy without whispering. In conversation, you balance speaking and listening without performing. Each adjustment is learnable. Here's exactly what to adjust in each arena. For video, position your camera at eye level or slightly above, reduce gesture size by 30%, and increase facial expressiveness. For stage, project your voice to the back row, use the full stage width, and slow your pace by 20%. For boardroom, speak at 70% of stage volume, make deliberate eye contact, and pause before key points. For podcast, speak 6 inches from the mic, lower your vocal pitch slightly, and eliminate filler words. For conversation, match the other person's energy and never monologue past 90 seconds. Imagine you're recording a video for LinkedIn. You set up your phone on a stack of books so the camera is slightly below your face. You speak in your normal meeting voice. You gesture the way you would in conversation. When you watch it back, you look low energy and your gestures feel manic. Now imagine you raise the camera to eye level, reduce your gesture range, and add 20% more facial energy without changing your words. Same content, completely different impact. That's calibration. Don't assume that high energy always equals high impact. Energy is contextual. High energy on a keynote stage reads as passion and command. High energy on a podcast reads as aggressive and unhinged. High energy in a boardroom reads as unserious. Learn to modulate energy based on the arena, not based on your personal comfort level. Apply the camera angle and energy tips that instantly upgrade on video authority. This is the fastest win in the entire framework. Most people position their camera wrong and lose credibility in the first 3 seconds. The fix is simple. Camera at eye level or slightly above, never below. Below eye level angles make you look less authoritative. Eye level or above creates the perception of confidence and status. Combine that with controlled gestures and intentional facial energy, and your on-camera presence transforms overnight. Here's the exact camera setup that works every time. Position your camera so the lens is at your eye level or 2 to 4 inches above. Use a laptop stand, a stack of books, or a tripod. Never record with the camera looking up at you from desk height. Then frame yourself so the top of your head has about 10% of the frame above it. Not too tight, not too loose. Finally, look directly into the lens when making key points, not at the preview of yourself. That's how you create eye contact through the screen. Imagine you're recording a sales video for your website. You prop your laptop on a couple of books so the camera is slightly above your natural eye line. You check the framing and adjust so your head isn't cut off and there's a little breathing room above you. You take a breath, look into the lens, and deliver your opening line. You watch it back and immediately notice the difference. You look more authoritative, more present, more like someone worth paying attention to. Same person, different arena calibration. Don't record video the same way you hold a casual phone call. When you're on a video call with a friend, camera angle doesn't matter. When you're recording content that's meant to build authority and influence, every detail matters. Casual video habits destroy professional presence. Treat the camera like an audience of one who's deciding whether to trust you, because that's exactly what it is. Every speaking context has its own rules for proximity, energy, and delivery. The reason you sound confident in one arena and freeze in another isn't a talent gap, it's a calibration gap. You've mastered one set of rules and failed to learn the others. The moment you recognize that video, stage, boardroom, podcast, and conversation each require different adjustments, you stop seeing yourself as weak and start seeing yourself as undertrained. And training is fixable. This arena framework is one piece of a larger communication system. Arena adaptation is critical, but it's only part of the equation. Inside Powerful Speakology, we go deeper into vocal technique, pacing, storytelling structure, and the psychological triggers that make audiences lean in. If you want to become the kind of speaker who commands attention in every context, that's where you start. But this framework alone will make you better than 90% of the people you're competing against. Drop Arena in the comments and grab your free cheat sheet. I'll send you the Arena Adaptation Cheat Sheet. It's a one-page breakdown of all 5 speaking arenas, the specific adjustments each one requires, and the number 1 mistake to avoid in every context. Plus the camera angle tip we just covered so you can apply it immediately. Drop Arena below and I'll get it to you. You're not bad at speaking. You're just using the wrong rules for the arena. The people who rise fastest aren't the most naturally gifted. They're the ones who learn to read the room, the stage, the screen, and the mic. They adjust, they calibrate, they sound like they belong everywhere they show up. That's learnable. And now you know where to start. Get the Arena Adaptation Cheat Sheet. Drop Arena in the comments below. I'll send you the free resource that walks through everything we covered today.